Well, hello guys, this is me, Christian, again. And so, anyways, in this case, well, you could say that I am basically kind of doing a part two, this World Autism video for some nearby random reasons. And I might as well, on purpose, guys. Why not? Considering I got some things I want to get out of the way and stuff. So, before we do an all incredible respects. By the way, if any of you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, that'd be a wonderful chance if you could do so, guys. So here it is. Yes, it's once in that it's once in that every year lifetime again, guys. That here we are now in 2024's version that the autism thing has came back, guys. So what I've basically discovered, so there is some parts that there's a lot of things that I do want to explain and just basically get out of the way, guys. And don't mind me if I incredibly do some stemming, because, that's my functionality and whatever. But anyways, so the important parts, right? Yeah, so I discovered, yes, so, of course, so just like with ADHD, right? How if every single October they do 1 month of ADHD. So the ADHD awareness is on the 1st of October to like the end basically of October, technically speaking, guys. And so, yep. Well, with April, which we're on this already, coming from here until basically the end of the April month, happens to be World Autism. Crazy to figure that part out. But the second day of April every year, which was apparently yesterday, here we are clearly onto the 3rd of April of 2024, basically, coming off as a Wednesday, guys. Super lucky to get on throughout this video today, and I am pretty impressed. Feels powerful that we are getting through this, guys. So, yep. So, the whole April month from the 1st to 30th of April is, the autism awareness month, but the acceptance day was yesterday, right? And what does it typically mean by acceptance? Simple. The acceptance is we're opted. We could choose how to basically celebrate this day in our own way, basically. So as it turns out, guys, yeah. Today I'm just wearing some classic little red on me, like a red shirt. And that red, all obvious, well, not obvious, but for some of you guys, yeah, could be like a trend or something. But yeah, the idea is with red, it's representing the new color of autism for some reason, because apparently there's been a debate. Because what blue originally represented was calm and all that stuff, but now people are saying, now hearing from other people, other autistic people, that my condition exactly, that are talking right on the internet and posting and other stuff saying how blue represents depressing, sadness, and also between the gender line of pink representing girls and blue representing boys, right? And they're just not accepting that anymore because it's not apparently equity anymore. It's unfair. So now it's like, so instead of just blue now, they also now have the idea of red because it represents, well, I don't know if it represents peace, but resilience of love. Definitely, that's one thing we can all guarantee to enjoy right there for sure, guys. Yep. So, when I mentioned about the blue yesterday, personally, in my opinion, I will stick with blue because blue, I have heard about the tradition, and since I've went to the rec center last year, well, not even last year, but the year before in 2022 in September, when they were doing the walk your own way kind of style, that's where I opted to get interested and decided from now on, blue would be the representing color throughout part of 2023 of last year, and now this year of 2024 too. But even red couldn't hurt either. So instead of just wearing blue now, it's more like wear blue or red, whatever optic color. So if we're putting debates towards, yeah, let this be a reflection that only maybe the autism people could try to figure this out. Like, because here's what I've also discovered too. Because of stereotypes and all that stuff based off of our own diagnosis and whatever. Yeah, the thing is, so many people I also notice some people do try to treat other people with this condition in a whole different level, and they just don't think that they're worth able to, well, some people I've been noticed in my life, no offense to neurotypicals, but yeah, I've noticed in my lifetime from my personal experience that they sometimes treat autism people with like, and what I've come across in a much different form, and they just don't think that people with autism are able to clearly understand what's going on around the world. Why? Because sometimes we might understand things in a slower pace of a rate. That could be more further from the opposite way, though. We can be fast learners. We can memorize stuff a lot more efficiently, sometimes even a little bit more than neurotypicals, but typically, yes, we have a beautiful way of memorizing things. Very well, more so in this case, yes. Some of us can be quite highly intelligent, like really smart here, basically speaking, on some points onto the hands, right? So you know how we had how I mentioned stuff about the Asperger's and the Kenra syndromes, like the high function, low function. Yeah, another thing that's also been discovered is we no longer, well, based off of very good reasons too. Those reasons I'm not putting to you guys out there, but like, yeah, they're no longer referring to that 100% anymore. We could, but yeah, now it's just as it is, as it's a spectrum of itself, and that's how it should have represented from the beginning of time. But a long time ago, people barely had an idea of recognizing our autism, and even though the professional doctors, it's taken time now, and many of the people I've been noticing, they've been becoming better. They've been understanding autism a little bit more better, which I appreciate so much. Thank you so much for getting to come into our lives, talking to us about what it's like in our personal experiences, and getting to actually learn about it. It helps many of people's lives. It helps many of our lives out, especially mine. Thank you. You help so many well, could be millions of people, because it's more than 1% actually for the people that have autism. Yeah, it's more than that. Yes. And that's the scientific part behind that. But even if the professional doctors, they might even, yeah, even if you guys may know a lot of the best of stuff, however, it's still recommended it'd be still better we tell you guys our personal experiences about it, whereas it will benefit at all kind of ratio levels. That there is some doctors that also have the autism condition, so I can understand that too. Maybe, yeah. But taking the time and getting to learn about it, it's good. And yes, of course, it's still as it is. There's still the majority of males that often we get more diagnosed with autism at a younger age. But there's females that are also diagnosed with autism but get diagnosed later on in life. But they are still figuring out the quicker symptoms at a much more younger age. But either way, it comes out to being something like a symptom of some sort. symptoms really show exactly how on the different pie charts of the spectrum, right, can get into place. And man, I can't believe I'm getting through this incredible videos of today, guys. Just telling once again about how this works, have different variety points. So what I'm basically telling you guys is like an updated approval, a version from what I've maybe discovered. Like what I've told you guys from last year was my most of my experiences, but now I'm telling you guys this year about what kind of updates have changed a little bit from what I've learned. And now I'm shifting a little bit different, I guess, towards you guys even more for you guys to better more understand or whatever. And I'm well aware I'm not the only person with autism. I know there's lots of people like me that have this. And I'm trying to do this in the most cleanest way we could say without really offending the other bit of the autism kind too. Since this is difficult for me. And I know that some of you guys probably treated yesterday. Some of you guys probably treated yesterday like it was a normal day or whatever. You might have gone with your normal lives. Some of you guys might have even partake and celebrated the World Autism Day too, which is perfectly totally fine too, I guess. And yeah, sorry guys. I try my best as much as I can to talk in quite in a normal sense of a way, where I try to talk in such a normal way where it doesn't create too much of a scene for the ASD, yeah, autism spectrum disorder, yeah, those kind of stuff. So yeah, kind of a retake of part 2, but not really. Just getting through some other basic stuff, getting this so out of the way, and just, yep. Other things that's coming up for sure, though. April 7th is also when I might be doing Special Olympics soccer if possible. That part is also coming up, I guess, too. And then probably followed by the 28th will be track and field I'll be planning on also doing for April. And then I have other incredible stuff that are coming throughout the April calendar, like stuff for April 19th. Even another thing happening for May 3rd next month. Wonderful stuff, even more coming through. Just putting random schedule, whatever, things of based on my life, and yeah. But yeah, we can still call it awareness or acceptance, whatever works best for you guys out there, especially the autism people too. Yeah. But also another thing that can be quite tricky sometimes to quite figure out too, is I know that most of the other people that do not witness the autism condition, even though it's one of the lowest amount of problems that can kind of happen, in my experience, it's not much of a problem. Because to some autism people, depending on the spectrum, right? If it's like very low and it comes to assistance that they might need a lot of help and all that stuff, because there's, right? But then there's some levels where we can function out normally and all that stuff. Just to clarify, autism is not a type of disease or whatever. So whatever kind of judgment, little snarky comments that you have they're about to post on YouTube, you better reconsider and think in your head before you say that, because yeah, that's gonna bring some negative vibes to my channel, which I won't appreciate, and that'll bring me ticked off about that. So better you do not judge unless it's about the positive, nice things about autism. I much appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. I know how sometimes you guys can get in this world. Not always, but yeah. Now the thing about sometimes how in a stemming little autism world experience, what every day I have to experience in my lifetime basically here, guys. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff having to deal with. So you guys might visualize everyday life being casually normal and you don't hear a lot of things that distract you guys, but sometimes, so like here's an example. We have a young autism person that's in the mall, And there was a video about that. Yeah, it's the most common one that has the most craziest noises. And even though this noises that we should be listening, like we should be listening closely to one direction part of the noise, but then there's other sounds that are close by, and there's even some sounds that's like in my visualized point, and probably to most, I'm pretty sure most of you autism people can also relate to this too. You guys haven't experienced something like, whereas sometimes there's other sounds coming from like even far miles, even though they're so far out, and yet I can still hear them, and yet it comes to a point where it comes crashing down. Luckily, I don't experience the autism burnout like I would if I was young whatsoever, but still, it can get so chaotic. It can get to the point it's out of control. It can get so frustrated. It can get so fear response of panic attacks and whatever. Now, it might not be as much of a big deal comparison to the other kind of conditions out in the world. Epilepsy is a very good example. Maybe fatal alcohol syndrome too. Maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, autism is kind of a tricky, complex one, and I don't expect a lot of people to get it all figured out. There's still a tiny sketch part that I can't even get fully figured out, but I have most of my parts well figured out about my autism here. So, as long as I got my facts and points of perspectives of views to tell you guys out there, that's all I can guarantee that will matter. And many of you guys, autisms, will have a different point of view, because the thing about autism, right, is because it's a different ability, our brains are wired, programmed to be a lot different, and all that precise stuff too, guys, if you so get what I mean. But yes, just like any other normal person, we are also able to experience quite different amount of frequencies with, well, of course, different complexable stuff like math, art, technology, music, different taste of music, all that stuff. Whatever designs, our complex brains get it through figured out. So, what I guess I can tell you guys also is, if many of you neurotypical or other people that do not have autism, and if you want to experience what an autism brain has to experience every day, there's like those little autism goggles, I think. I'm not sure what the actual name is pretty much figure out to be called, but there is one of those kind of goggle things that we could find. I'm not sure where exactly, and I'm not sure even how much of the cost, but maybe there's like a test experience, so you just put them on top of your head, so maybe not notice what happens at first until you like turn the thing on and whatever, and then first few minutes is all right, but then after like 5 minutes you'll start maybe experiencing what we might experience. That might be a good test. So if you guys, I challenge you guys, that if you guys don't have autism, I challenge you guys to maybe try one of those visualized experiences, because it would be lovely just to get to know. But then I guess the basic other way of, well, you guys getting to know us autistic people too, is also getting to interview and get to know us personally more. Besides, it's better that we all get the appreciation to love one another, especially all as friends and all that stuff. And a variety of life, it works, trust me. Just like with any other cultures and anything else, it works a lot more better when you have an autism friend or best friend with you. Because one thing I can guarantee, if you were to be friends with me and all that stuff, which I have a few friends of my own, no doubt, is that I can be loyal, I can be honest, I can be very generous, kind, self-respected, of course, very talented, no doubts. So yes, the quirky side of me, as people call it. I fantasize so much about my life's little potential moments of what I'm gonna destinize my achievements towards braining, guys, and all that stuff. Just yeah. Anyways, if that's all the stuff, I'm guaranteed I'm going to brain out throughout today on April 3rd. So this might conclude, I guess, my better point of view throughout what today brings along, guys. So remember, just like with ADHD happening for a 1 month thing, autism is another thing that carries on the 1 month. So that's like 2 months covered, like with different stuff and whatever. Weird to think. And then there's like other kinds of symptoms, well, conditions, of course, but with like I've noticed Down syndrome and epilepsy, they had their days as well, but right, whereas it's closer to the end of March, which was previously 1 or 2 weeks ago, no doubts, guys. But it's also personalized in a different moment. There's not a bound way to make a month out of it, but with autism for sure and ADHD apparently, yeah, something else there. Well, anyways, guys, take care, I guess. More things I might bring in the descriptions down below and whatever. I do have a War Robots update that I guess I will be doing for you guys shortly soon as well, of course, guys. So, mainly, yep. Stick around for that, for I will be shortly starting up some free for all partly soon and all that kind of stuff too, guys. It'll be fun and games and all. Getting back on the normal track, getting me through this prismized version of April, and then eventually a ton of May to go through as well. But getting into the good, awesome part of spring to come around. Oh, I know, we've made it over 20 minutes of this video. How nice. Now, anyways, Christian signing off. Bye-bye, guys. See ya. Biscuit. I don't know what else to say more after this part. Yeah. Just yeah.